Okay, it's 7:01, so we're gonna start the meeting. Planning Board meeting of November 17th, 1925. It's we're virtual, and we're gonna do a roll call. So Kevin Mello is our, alternate tonight. Kevin
Present.
Estes
Here.
and Margaret Sweet.
Here.
Nick Psychopatis is, out this evening, and Helio will be coming in as soon as possible. So we're going to skip the first one, and we're going to go to application for planning board. Oh no, we're going to do the first one. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this thing upside down. We're going to do the first one, the definitive subdivision for Linda Estates, White Oak Run, Census Map 31, Lot 16-4. Ross?
Yes. Do we first do? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, Lori, I think your connection something's happening.
Lori's stuttering.
I correct me if I'm wrong, but do we need to do a motion to re-enter the public hearing for this? I don't know where you guys
No, we're
left
going
off
to
with it.
do we want to wait on that one is what I'm saying until Helio gets
okay.
here, because we need four votes.
You're
Okay.
just asking for a continuation?
We're asking for a continuation on the special permit, but the definitive subdivision, I think we only need 3 for that.
That's not a
Yeah, that's
special
what I'm
permit.
saying. That's what I said.
Right.
We're doing the definitive subdivision first.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
but is that not a public hearing that we need to re-enter?
That is how it's listed, so I'm not voting on it, but it error on the
wasn't,
side of caution.
that was just a subdivision. That should not have been listed under public hearings. Am I wrong or correct on that?
I don't know. I thought definitive subdivisions are public hearings, and it's A&Rs that aren't.
Wasn't this this was continued though from what?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but we can do a vote on that, on it tonight. It's the
Right.
other one that's continued.
Yep.
Okay, so until we get 4 votes, let's go down to number 1 under administrative items, approval not required, PANR-25-7, 780 Collins Corner Road.
Okay, so this is for reconfiguration of map 71 lot 56 into 5 total buildable lots, 3 estate lots into conventional. It is within the single residence B zoning district. As required for the 3 estate lots, we need the Form K estate lot covenant. The planning office does have that, as well as the access easement has been established and shown on the plan. It would satisfy 1.101A of the Dartmouth subdivision regulations that states that every lot to be created has frontage of the distance required by the zoning bylaw on a public street or a street the clerk certifies is maintained and used as a public street. I don't know if the surveyor is here. If he would like to add anything, feel free.
No, I have nothing to add.
Okay. So that's it for me.
Any questions from board members? Any questions from the audience? Do we see any questions from the audience? Nothing?
Don't see any. I don't see any.
Okay, any okay. Last time I'm going to ask, any questions from the planning board? If not, I need a vote.
Yep, and the motion would
I
be
need
to
a
endorse
motion.
both the plan and the estate lot covenant. Just both need to be mentioned in the motion.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Margaret's made the motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the A and R plan and the covenant.
Do I have a second?
Second. Second.
So I have a second by Kevin Estes. Kevin,
Yes.
Margaret,
Yes,
and Lori Ann Miller, yes. Motion carries. Is Helio on yet? Okay, discussion on special permit rules and regulations. Does anybody have any questions, or do we want to wait until we have our town planner here to go over this? Or does anybody have anything they'd like to ask Ross now?
well, I've read it all, but I would like to, I would feel more comfortable if Dan was here also
Yeah.
to ask him.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
I did read the whole thing today, Laurie. You'd be very proud of me. And I
Oh,
do,
yeah.
I know,
Yep.
but I hate reading online, and I did. I read the whole thing, and I do have a couple of questions. So maybe if we could wait till
Yeah.
it's up to you, Ross.
No,
I'm
this was-
comfortable
this-
with you too.
No, this was mostly just to kind of for me to point out to you all that we do have the one with you know, red lines and comments.
Right.
So to go through that if you can, and in the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, if you could let Dan and I know, and we can hopefully have a nice polished one, or at least one
Okay.
better and eligible for hopefully potentially a vote discussion on the 8th at the next meeting. So that was the only reason why it's on this agenda, to kind of put it on everyone's radar and to take a peek at it if you have a chance in the next 2 weeks.
Well, I'm just going to ask one question, Laurie, because it's mentioned in here a few times that we can't do anything without prejudice or with prejudice. But down in section 3401, I guess it is, it talks about that again. And I thought we couldn't do anything with prejudice or not prejudiced. See, 34, an application may be withdrawn without prejudice by written notice to the chair.
Okay, and the comment on that is, now, the red is by the planning boards, and the blue is by town council,
Right, okay. So the blue-
okay?
Yep,
We can withdraw something. Okay, an application may be withdrawn without prejudice by written notice to the chairman. That's not us withdrawing it, they're asking, and he said that shouldn't be the chairman.
oh,
it should
I
be the planning
understand
board.
that, but I thought further up, I read something about, you know, no prejudice, you know, you can't, it's nothing to do with or without prejudice, like, you know, on the zoning board, we have that all the time. But I didn't know that, the planning board could do that without prejudice or with prejudice.
Yeah, we've done
I-
it, we've done it in the past.
I don't remember that, Laurie, I'm sorry, I don't.
I think we've done it once or twice where they weren't ready to go on and we said we withdraw it. No, I remember withdrawing things without prejudice and saying you could come back in and we wouldn't refile, you didn't have to pay for the, an
Oh, you didn't
additional
have to
fee.
pay, okay, you didn't have to
Yeah.
pay.
Yeah,
I think the point he's trying to say, because I found Margaret where it is mentioned again in a couple pages back, and it
Right.
essentially it seems like the main point is that the applicant can't withdraw without prejudice without the consent of the planning board. So they essentially have to ask first without just saying we withdraw without
Oh, okay.
prejudice. You know, they have to ask for the consent of
If the
the
planning board can do it, okay, if they
Yeah,
can.
that's what I'm taking away from it.
Okay. That was my question, Ross, okay, so
Okay.
maybe when Dan comes back, you might want to talk to him about that. if you
Yep, I'm
can.
gonna start right now on my documents. So
It
that
just
sounds good.
confused me a little bit, okay, which doesn't
Yep.
take much tonight.
No, that's totally fine. I will definitely
Thank
look it
you.
over with him, and if anyone else has anything in the next couple weeks, feel free to you can email them to me, you can stop by and point them out, whatever works best for everyone, and
Okay,
I will
I'll
try to have a
email-
clean one.
I wrote them down, so I've got them. I'll email them to you tomorrow, Ross.
Wonderful. That sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, Ross, can you be on the next meeting that this comes up so that, oh, you can watch it anyway, it's okay. Just that you understand, if we do any more discussion, you'll understand what we're saying or not saying, so you have the information. You know what I'm saying? So you can hear what we say.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you can
that
watch
makes
it,
total
you can
sense.
watch it, you can watch it anyway. So,
Yep, I will make sure if I'm not on the meeting, I will make sure I watch it and watch that discussion because you're right, that is important.
yeah, that way you can get the feel of what we were saying or trying to get, across.
Yep.
But I will come in and actually I'll call and make an appointment to come in and see Dan, so I don't just pop in, because I have a number of questions on this.
I'm gonna email them, Laurie, and then they can answer me or whatever, and maybe they're the same questions, but I won't go over them tonight. I'll just email them tomorrow, because I did read it wrong.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
good. I think we'll help
And
hopefully have a nice clean.
I got a little confused by some of Brian's notes, so I'm gonna read it again tomorrow before I email you,
Okay.
Ross. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. No worries either way.
I personally went in and got a hard copy of it, because I just find it so
No, I
much
like
easier
hard
to
copies
read.
too. Yeah, I
I can
Yeah,
like.
certainly
I'm
do that.
Yeah, I'm a hard copy person, and it's
Me too.
easier to read the lawyer's notes on the hard
Yes,
copy.
yeah, it is.
Kevin, have any questions,
None right now.
comments? Elio popped in yet?
I don't know. There's one that's just Zoom user, but I don't know if it's him. Could
No,
be in a
he
butter.
usually comes up with his name.
Yeah. Yeah. We do have enough people for
Right.
for
Permit.
both technically. The
Yeah.
subdivision, I believe we only need 3, and then if we want to just continue the special permit while Kevin's here,
Okay,
we can do
okay.
that.
we can do that.
We just have to make sure we re-enter. We have to do the motions to re-enter the
Just
Right.
re-enter.
Yeah.
I need a motion to go into a public hearing for the definitive subdivision Linda Estates. We should probably do the other one first, because that's a continuation for the application for planning board special permit PSP 25-2, 813 State Road, assessors map 163, lot 63. I need a motion to recess our regular meeting to go into a special public hearing and then to return to our regular meeting after.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going back to the old mood. Margaret,
Yes, yes. 1,000 times yes, Laurie.
Kevin,
yes.
Kevin, and Lori Miller, yes.
So
Kevin Mello, are you voting on this?
No, I
No.
will vote on it.
You're on the other
the
one?
next
Okay.
vote.
Okay, and Ross?
So we're doing the special permit now, yes?
Yes,
So Kevin, this would be the one that you vote on.
Correct, but you're voting to come out of regular meeting, which I'm not.
Oh, that's what you. Okay, yeah, okay. So that vote. Okay, my mistake.
That, no worries.
and we just voted on that, so now we can now we can go into our
Now we're in special meeting, so I can speak.
Yes.
If
Yes.
necessary.
So this application was requested to have a continuance to the last meeting of the year, 12/22 at 7 p.m. would have to be a part of that motion. They also have filed an extension form for statutory deadlines that extends it through February of 2026, in case it needs that long. I think that's pretty much it. I know the engineer is on in case he wants to add anything else. Feel free.
If I may, I'll make it quick. We've been working or trying to work with the town and the state to get the 3 drainage structures in State Road cleaned so that we can locate the inverts for the DPW for utility crossings. They are cleaning them tomorrow morning at 7:30. So survey crew will be out there at 7:30 tomorrow as well. Hopefully we'll be able to get all the inverts. update the plans for Mr. Duarte and then get you a revised set. We're asking for the continuance out that far to give Paul and DPW and Dan plenty of time to do this, so hopefully we don't have to request another continuance again.
I
Sounds
need
good.
so I need a motion from the board.
Motion to continue as requested.
Second,
Motion was made by Kevin and seconded by Margaret. Kevin,
Yes.
Margaret,
yes.
and Lori Ann Miller, yes.
And Kevin Mello,
Motion.
yes.
And Kevin Mello, yes. Okay. Now we need to, Linda Estates, I need another person to vote on. We can't do that until we get someone else here like Helio.
So is three not not enough for a subdivision?
No, we need 4 for this.
Okay.
We can,
I thought we could
do
do
we have
three.
any,
You
What?
need,
Yeah,
if
I
I
thought we
may-
could do 3.
you need 3, but if one person votes against it. So
Right.
normally
no,
in
we need,
past
this is,
practice,
this is, it's a super majority on this. It's a, no, we need 4 we need 4. I'm pretty sure. It's a special permit.
it's a subdivision. It's not a special, I'm not voting on it, so it's not a subdivision. It's not a special permit.
It'd be a special permit if it was
You're
an
right.
OSRD.
Right, it's not. It's a regular
It's a
subdivision.
definitive.
law.
It's not,
No, so 3 of them,
well, it
if
was.
one, it's up to actually them if they want.
Right.
You have to ask them if they want to take the chance that one of us isn't going to vote, because then it's,
One of the 3, because then it would be
Right.
tied. That's what I was, yeah, exactly.
yeah. So we need,
Yeah. Is there anyone here for, the subdivision which was called Linda Estates?
Yes, myself and the applicant Ben Reese is online as well. Ben, are you comfortable moving forward with the 3, or would you like to continue and wait for 4 or more board?
No, I mean, if we've addressed everyone's concerns adequately, then I think we'd be okay to move forward. If I know someone mentioned that Helio was planning to join, I don't know how far out he is.
Yeah, I know I've been trying to drawing things out, but it hasn't worked, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So do you want us to continue, Ben? Like to go forward with tonight's meeting?
I don't know, does the board think that we're better off continuing?
I don't
Would
know,
it
what is-
be-
what
Is
do
it-
you feel? I mean, what is the, do
is
you
it
have to do this?
proper- Is it proper for me to ask if anyone's gonna vote no?
No, I don't think you can.
I don't think I can.
No, I don't.
Sorry, guys. I'm
All right, so-
trying here.
Ben, how about we do this? We proceed, and if there's any concerns at the end, then we'll ask for a continuance. And hope,
Okay.
Ross, you guys have the Mullins rule in place, correct?
Yeah. Yep. So
Okay,
he can
so-
watch the video and sign the document saying that he has watched and is caught up to speed for the next meeting, worst case.
Okay, so let's present the changes, Ben, and then if the board has any issues, then at the end, instead of, asking for a vote, we'll do the continuance. If everybody seems satisfied, then we'll ask for a vote. If
That
they're,
works for me.
all right, excellent.
It works, okay?
All right, everyone, I think I'm done here, so, good night.
Bye, Kevin.
Thank you,
Good
Have a
Kevin.
night.
good one.
Good
Bye,
night.
Kevin.
See you,
Bye.
Kev.
Okay, so you have the floor.
All right, thank you. Can I share my screen?
Sure.
Jamie, can you just introduce yourself for the record, by the
Oh,
way?
absolutely. Sorry. Jamie Bissonette, Zenith Consulting Engineers for the record.
Thank you.
This is a continuation of the one lot subdivision from, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
I'm still frozen out as a participant on sharing. Oh. It still won't let
DCTV,
me.
can we get him to share this evening? I'm not sure who's on for DCTV tonight.
Yep, here we go. I am able
Okay.
to share now. Perfect. Here we go. All right, so since we last met, there were a couple of items that were brought up. First of all, the applicant, Ben Reese, he went and met with the neighbor that lives, I believe the last name is Laterno, that lives in this property. What we've done, based on the recommendation of the board and been talking with the neighbors, we've proposed a no-cut restriction area in the back of this property. You can see this tree line in here where it gets closest to the property that we're looking to develop is right in this vicinity here. So what we're doing is we're providing about 2,500 square feet of no-cut area. It's further dimensioned out on this detail on this sheet here. It's going around the perks. We gave it a little bit of room for grading based on, perk rate and water table and stuff like that. So we believe that this 10-foot and then additional 10 feet, which would make it 20 feet overall in here, is additional screening that we're able to provide to give this property owner a little more buffer. One of the other discussions was the DPW had concerns about adding calculations demonstrating that the swale will handle what we need it to. What we did was to make sure at the last meeting also, the person who owns the property lives in this house. They had also expressed concern about not being impacted by water. So what we did was we actually continued the swale past their house and buildings down along the stone wall down to the low point just outside the 100-foot buffer to a massive wetland system. We've included the drainage calculations on the plan here, which have been reviewed by the DPW, and we did get a clear letter from DPW saying that they have no more comments and they're satisfied. What this does, just in looking at it, is it's a 2-foot wide swale. It's roughly a foot deep. And it's stating that in the 100-year storm with a 7.2 inch per hour intensity curve, I believe that's the 100-year, but with 7.2 inches of rain per hour for intensity, that this thing is going to get, it's going to get a few inches in height in the actual swale itself. So the critical depth is very, very low, and the overall depth and flow is fractional compared to the height of the swale. So there's no concern about there being flooding of any properties adjacent to us based on the calculations with the swale that we've included and that have been reviewed. They did have a couple of items. We were able to, after we did the calculations, we're able to narrow the swale up by about a foot. Originally, we were going to go with a 3-foot swale. Now we're at 2 feet. And they had a couple of small note changes in the plan as well. Overall, I believe that was the majority of the comments that we had. And I believe that they asked for us to include a total, I think the board asked for us to include a total area of proposed clearing. Right now, this is where the clearing is projected to be. Once the homeowner, whoever buys the house, whoever builds the house, they'll end up filing with a site plan and showing additional clearing, but I don't want to try to anticipate. And Ben is not planning on building the house as of right now. So we know the septic, unless it's re-perked, the septic will go here, and the house could go anywhere in this area. The 100-foot buffer to the wetland is back here. So they actually have a huge area that they could put this in. If I had to guess, I would say they'll probably put the house somewhere in this vicinity based on elevation, but to each their own. Besides that, I'm happy to try to answer any questions that you have. That's it for me.
Well, I'm gonna say
Ross?
one, I think it's great
Margaret,
that
go
you
ahead.
put this, the price, the depth of that swale. That was a question I was gonna ask you. That's terrific. Thanks a lot.
Karen, do you have any comments or questions?
No, I guess the only thing that, that would really completely tie this up, is the engineer, willing to add to the plan that, what he's already surmised with the calculations, that just a guarantee that the runoff to the abutters will not be increased.
So what we have is we have the standard statement that the town of Dartmouth requires that we put in here. And what it does is it has in here that after the certification, it says, in addition, all drainage systems have been designed so that abutting properties and ways will not be adversely affected. The presence or failure of any detention or infiltration system as designed will not threaten life or property. That's a standard town note, I believe. Ross, you can correct me if I'm wrong. And that was the note discussed at the last meeting, and that's on the plan, and it references this plan up to this date.
So what's an abutter's recourse, given that that note is in there, if it turns out that the flow is actually increased?
Onto their property?
Yeah.
Well, based on the roadway, just the creation of the swale, I think I can show you that it'd be near impossible to be able to increase flow offsite to an adjacent person's property. We're creating a depression that's flowing in the low point here down.
Yeah.
Right now, what's happening is water is coming over and hitting a stone wall that runs on the property line. And if you were to walk that stone wall, you'd see there's a slight rise at the base of the stone wall based on leaf litter and decayed material over the years.
Yeah.
That's actually built up a natural swale. So realistically, water's probably not even getting over there now. It's probably acting like a swale. So this is more of a belt and suspenders approach. But
Okay.
when you look at the overall flows as well, you're talking about 0.22 CFS for a larger storm. 0.22 CFS is you could handle that many times over with a 4-inch pipe. It's not a lot of flow. It's a very small paved area of this is a very small paved area that's being put in there.
All right.
And just to top that off as well, the contours pitch from this side all the way down towards the wetland. So this person actually is up gradient from over in here. So we would have to push the water uphill to get them affected. This was the only person that I was overall concerned with, and that's why we made sure that the swale was dug in a little bit more.
Sounds good. Thank you for getting a little bit deeper dive into that.
Anytime.
Ross, do you have any other comments?
Just from my normal spiel, I know they were asking for 4 waivers from the subdivision regulations to waive the requirement of a turnaround, waive the requirement of curbing, waive the requirement of street trees, and to waive the drainage requirements outside of what Jamie discussed. Otherwise, this copy of the plans does address the planning staff comments as well as the DPW comments from the last draft. They also have added a note that was requested by the Board of Health when they discussed it at their meeting. So unless there's any other questions from the board or any abutters that are on, then that's all I would have to say.
Ross, remind
Right,
me,
and
there's a stone wall that's being taken out, and I assume that's being added somewhere. Can you refresh my memory on where that's going to be replaced, or can they decide at the time of build?
Ross, do you want me to address that?
Yeah, I would yield to you, Jamie, if you don't mind.
So we're showing the existing wall cutting across in this vicinity here. It'll be taken out in the area as necessary. We're providing in case they have to take out all 60 linear feet, and that would go down this area here. There's also a secondary section of wall here, which is 55 linear feet, and that's also in this 230 feet of wall.
Okay. I'm good, Russ.
Okay, thank you.
Margaret, are you good?
I'm very good. Yep, all set.
Are there anyone in the audience who has any questions? Are the three of us ready to vote on this evening?
Hi, excuse me.
Yes?
Hi, this is Derek Fernandez. I'm one of the abutters, 147 White Oak Run. I'm just speaking on
Yes.
behalf of my parents and myself. Joe,
right ahead.
Sorry?
Go right ahead.
Yep. Just a couple quick things. One, again, I just wanted to restate how Mr. Trabo and I felt last time. My parents and I, we definitely don't agree with the plan. We wanted to buy the property like 3 years ago, and I just don't understand now how with the not enough frontage, how it's supposed to get approved. And then I guess this other question would be for the engineer. And for the planning board, is it possible to put a no cut restriction area on the other side of the property, which is 147? And is there any concerns too for drainage coming onto 147 as well? Because I don't see any discussion on drainage and cutting in regards to my parents' house.
Are you the property that abuts the back of the property to the south?
Yeah, to the south, right. If you look on the map, I guess, yeah, it's south. Yep.
But it's towards the back of the property?
Basically it's side by side. So where the house is gonna go is gonna be probably side by side with my parents' house.
Can the engineer show us that on his screen, please? Can you share that with us on?
I've lost sharing capabilities again.
DCTV, could you make Mr. There you go.
Here we are.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see where you are. You're to the, I'm reading this correctly, you're to the south and your house is behind,
So
Teresa's something? Is that correct?
it's behind Teresa Pimenta's house, yeah. So it's
Yes, okay, I see where you are.
yeah.
Yes.
So the big property, yeah, south of Mr. Bowden's current property, the Linda Estates lot.
Oh, you're
Yes.
right here?
Right there, correct, right there, yep. And there's also a pool house. If you see the other building there, it's also a pool house on the side.
No, are
I
we
see-
looking at the right one?
I see the
Yeah,
big
that-
house.
That's correct. That's my parents' house.
What's your last name? Please.
Fernandez.
Okay, I see
Fernandez.
that. I don't see the pool house though.
So it's the other small building near
Up on the right,
that little-
right-hand
Right.
corner?
right
Okay,
there, correct.
Okay.
yep.
Well, are you getting water now? Are
Currently
your
no.
parents getting water now?
Currently no. So that's why one of our concerns, just to make sure if it does get approved that there's no water that's gonna come over to our side. And again, also if it was possible to put a no cut restriction on that against that wall as well, at least to a certain point, just like they currently have on that west side of their lot.
Mhm.
Would you like for me to speak about the water?
Sure. Oh, I'm sorry. That's for the chairperson to.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
That's fine,
So
Kevin.
right now, as I said before, the existing topography drains from the street area, or in this area, this portion here drains back, as you can see from the contour numbering going down. We're not, under this proposal, we're not doing anything over here. When they build a house, they will build a house most likely somewhere in here. I don't know where it will be. There'll be a filing with Board of Health, with the building department, and whatever other boards are required at that time, may even be conservation, for us, the only thing that we're proposing right now, drainage wise, everything's getting into the swale on the complete opposite side of the site. So there would be no additional runoff anywhere near the Fernandez property.
Does that answer your
and-
question, Mr. Fernandez?
Yeah, I guess. And how about the no cut restriction is the other question.
I can't answer the no cut myself right now. I mean, if Mr. Reese wants to, it would have
I'm happy
been,
to speak on the no cut.
please.
So after the last time we were here at the meeting, Will, the neighbor where we did place the no cut, had reached out to me with his concern. And I met with him and we went over everything, and he had said that, you know, he would really appreciate some kind of a no cut buffer. And I said I'd be happy to accommodate him then. I never heard from you guys on that request, so that's why we didn't do anything down that side. And at this point, it's already been a couple of weeks since then. I'd really like to move this along, both myself and the property owner. Yeah, I'd rather not go back and make another revision now. I didn't think it was an issue because I never heard from anybody.
I don't know. I know you spoke with my dad. I don't know if he didn't say anything, that I'm not sure. I'd have to speak with him about that.
Yeah, he didn't mention anything. You know, he asked, "Oh, where's the house going to be?" And I told him, you know, I wasn't going to be building a house on there. I really wasn't sure where the footprint was going to be. And he had said that, you know, he obviously wants to have some privacy back there. And I don't know if you guys have any trees on your side of the property, or if it's cleared right up to the property line.
So,
But I told him I wasn't sure, but he didn't say anything about putting in any kind of a no cut restriction or.
okay. Yeah, the trees, there's no trees on our side of the property line. That's why.
Okay.
That's why I bring up my concern.
So, Madam Chair, may I ask a question of Mr. Reese, please?
Sure. Yes, go right ahead, please.
Mr. Reese, we all want to kind of get this done tonight because it's been a while already, and the
Yes.
property owner and everything. So even though it's not on the plan, when you start to build your house and there's a lot of trees there, would you necessarily cut them all down, or would you leave some as a boundary?
So it's not my intent to build on the property, rather to just get it through this phase of engineering and then sell it to someone who would build their home there. I would have to think whoever builds their home there would want that same privacy. And so while I can't say exactly because I'm not planning to do the clearing and building myself, I would think naturally anyone who purchases a lot like this kind of in the woods would want the privacy of leaving some kind of a buffer.
It's not that hard to revise this just by putting a no cut zone along that that line. You could put a 5 foot or a 10-foot no cut line. I don't see where that would be a difficult proposition to do.
Madam
I-
Chairman, would it be
like-
possible for us to approve this administratively, if that's going to be the way it goes?
Yeah, we could.
You could also, if you didn't want to do administrative, you could do an actual approval, just make it a condition that it's an
A no cut
alteration.
zone.
Yeah, just make it a condition that the final plans will have that line drawn on it. That's an
Right.
option too.
Okay.
That sounds best for me because I'd like to push this through tonight, Madam Chair, but it's up to you.
Okay. We would put that as a fifth condition on the approval. There's 4. We could put that as a 5th condition, that there would be a no cut zone along the south side of the property. Would that describe it correctly?
We would need a width specified on that.
Yeah.
We did
Um,
provide 10 foot in this area over in here. So
Right.
possibly a 10 foot along this area.
Along this, okay, fine.
And
How does the
what
bo-
section of that, of the property, like, because if you just say the
The whole
south
south
side,
border.
The whole south border.
Yeah, the whole
Well-
south border.
there's also a south border by, all the way on the west side.
If the,
I just want to be very clear about it.
Could we say the side abutting the Fernandez property? I don't know if that's a proper description.
it's actually a great way to do it.
The west side is already, the
Right.
south, no, the east side. The east side's already got a no built. The west side, we can't, I think that goes into wetland jurisdictions. I'm not sure we have the right, am I correct or am I not, that the west side is wetlands?
There is a wetland that starts here and runs back.
We've lost your screen capability again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'd like to see what we're gonna vote on, please.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a wetland in the back here.
Where-
And-
So,
Yeah, I think it does make sense if we write down, if we talk about
That's what we're
adjacent to
talking
the
about, right?
Fernandez. Yep, this area in here.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm just looking to delineate that.
Right.
Yeah. So we could go 2, 3, 4, approximately 450-foot section adjacent to the Fernandez property on the southeasterly side of the property.
With the
Okay.
10-foot buffer, right?
buffer.
Yeah.
Okay, the south side and the southeast side.
Yep.
That little that thing there, okay.
Yep.
How does the board feel about that? We'll make that part of the conditions. And then we can vote on this evening.
That
Yeah.
sounds good, Madam Chair, to me.
Kevin,
Yeah.
how's that sound to you?
Yeah, that sounds great as long as the appellant or the applicant is okay with it.
Yes, I am amenable to that. A 10-foot no cut restriction on that side bordering the Fernandez property. That's good with me.
Okay,
Let's do it.
sounds good. Okay, ready? Any other questions from the applicant? Any other questions from any abutters? Any other questions from the planning board members?
I had a question as an abutter.
Okay,
This is Will
Mr.
Traubel. I'm on the west
Okay.
side of the property. The driveway would
Gotta
125.
State your name, sir. Sir, you
Oh.
gotta state your name.
Yeah, Will Traubel, 125 White Oak Run. So we've had problems with drainage when they built the house to the south of us. I went to the town when they were building it. I said, there's going to be a problem with drainage. And the town, it fell on deaf ears. The town said there was nothing they could do. So I'm a little bit dubious about a 10-foot no cut zone. Really, it's going to leave a handful of trunks, not a lot of privacy. And we lost all our drainage. The water flooded up to our house, up to our doorstep. And I spent $15,000 and $2,004 to raise my driveway because of it. We lost our light privacy. We lost our noise privacy. We lost our visual privacy. We lost everything. So I'm a little bit concerned about what's going to happen on the rest around the back of us and the side of us. So I respect Mr. Bowden's right to develop his property and to make his money that he could use, and the town's decision to, if it's legal lot to build. I just would hope there's some recourse if all these wonderful engineering plans don't work out. And that's what the town told me when I went to them when they were building to the south of us. I said, there's going to be a problem here. And they said, well, there's nothing we can do. If it's a problem, let us know and we'll see what we can do. I said, it's a problem. And they said, there's nothing we can do. So is there a recourse? Is there some way we can go if it is a problem for the Fernandez or for us for, water coming into our property or anything like that? Or is it just a done deal?
Mr. Bissonnette, do you want to go over that note that you showed me earlier?
Yeah, certainly, but I think one of the more important things to point out is the elevations. The property in which that he lives, you can see an elevation of 130 and 129 over in here. The roadway here we have at 130, there's a couple of feet above it, which we're taking and pitching towards the swale the other way. And then you can quickly see 128, which is lower than his property. The next one is 128 here. So as far as what we're proposing with this plan, all of this water is still continuing to come from his property down across our lot to the wetlands. It would be, from what we're doing here, we're not proposing to raise any grades under this plan set, which would, could potentially push water back here. And we're not picking up the grade here. In fact, if anything, we're cutting down into it to catch the water. So there's no increase in grading all in here. There's some slight modification of grade to make the driveway work at the right pitch, to pitch it over into the swale here. But I don't see any way that there would be a concern about water flowing onto anybody's property. The only one that we would have had concern with could possibly be the house to the north, which we ran a swale all along that side because that's the direction in which we're sending the water. But again, he's higher than the vast majority of this property. And you can see the elevation 129 here at the base and 130. You're at 126, 125, 124. Same thing with our swale, 129, 128. So it's just going to continue to run downhill and flow from his lot across this lot and down.
Is this a raised septic field or is this a flush septic field?
There's no septic design that's done yet.
Well, then you really answer the question, can you? Will this septic field be higher than the surrounding area and push water into my property?
So I can't state how somebody else is going to design it. If I was designing it, the answer would be no, would not push water onto your property.
What was the perk test depth?
Perk test depth.
How high would the septic field have to be?
Let me see. We have the test bits on here. We had water table anywhere right around 3 feet, call it.
Yeah, which means that it's going to be 3 feet above grade. Which
You
means
will
the
have,
raised field, which means that will push it into my property. It would also push it into the Fernandez property.
well, no, I think that's, so if this were me designing it, I would design the leaching field right here over these two test pits. And you're not going to take and push this, even if it's 3 feet out of the ground, it would put it at 130. You're not going to take and push it uphill. You're going to swale it around to the back.
If it's 3 feet above grade and you have to tail it off, you're going to push water into my property.
Yeah, no, I disagree with
I've been a builder for 35 years. You're going to push water into my property. I'm telling you.
If somebody's pushing water into your property because of a septic, then yeah, that would be a problem. I know.
What was the problem on the south side of us is that they had to raise their system so they have a gravity feed. They put a 4-foot retaining wall 5 feet from my property line, and it flooded out my entire driveway. So what I'm saying is, I really don't trust what you're drawing here is not going to happen. So unless you can prove to me that it's going to be, I'll be happy. But I'm telling you, it's going to push water into my property. Not to mention the fact that you're going to cut down about 100 trees to make room for this house and the driveway. There's nothing to absorb it. There's nowhere for it to go. And it's going to be a problem. And I wish the town would see that and give us some recourse, because this is exactly what I said to them in 2002 when they built the house to the south of us, and they said there's nothing we can do. We ended up with water up to our doorstep. And they said, well, he's not doing anything wrong. There's nothing we can do. I said, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a problem. And they said, well, nothing we can do. So I'm just trying to get ahead of it and try to see that, this could potentially be a problem. Maybe it probably not to the extent that it was on the south side of us, but I think the Fernandez are concerned, and I'm concerned that it's going to displace a lot of water. The house is not going to be small. It's going to be big. We know that. That's what people build. And it's going to cut down a lot of trees and have a lot of displaced water that has to go somewhere. And it's going to be into the Fernandez pool house, and it's going to be into my backyard. So if we could put some restrictions on this to try to mitigate that, it would be great. Yeah, you know, to the extent that the town can do. And I understand there's only so much they can do. But if we could just kind of confirm and have some recourse if there is a problem, I think it would be nice for the Fernandez and for us.
Madam Chair, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Can you move the septic and leaching field back?
If we do additional perks, possibly. Yep, it's a possibility. Again, I think that if somebody was gonna build the house in the center here, if it were me, I would re-perk it down close to the house. And they did have really good perks, a 6-minute and a 2-minute and inch rate. So if I were going to put a house for myself, I would probably put it in the middle. I would try to keep as much around me, and I would put the septic up close for a cost savings. That's what I would.
They didn't do any additional perks.
They are required to do 4 holes with 2 perks for
And
new
that was it.
construction. That's what the state and the town require.
Right, and that's what you got there. Okay.
Of course, the further the house is from the septic field, the higher the house will have to be to get gravity flow to the septic.
They could pump it.
Yeah, you could
They
pump it.
could, so that might be a possibility that require that the house not be out of the ground more than a certain height. And they would have to have a pump system. Which is what we have here.
That's what I have too.
It's actually a good idea because it's a grease trap.
Yeah, I have a pump system.
Yeah.
So would that make you feel better if we had a pump system, required a pump system?
Yeah, I watched the septics going in. They're all you know, based on the perk, and we perked at 3 feet also, and we are 4 feet out of the ground. And so that's probably what this will be. But if it got closer to the house, you know, the house could be lower and displace less water to the Fernandez, and the septic system is further
Right.
away, displace less water to us.
Ross, I have a question. When he goes to, it would be the Board of Health to get permission to put in the septic system?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is that that's a public meeting?
No,
Their meetings are public.
no,
I
it's
don't
not.
think they're public hearings.
Not
No.
for septic.
Not hearings, but they do all of this in a public meeting, don't they? No?
No, nope.
Oh,
If you
okay.
needed waivers or
Right.
variances, then they would have it at a public hearing. They have one this
Okay.
Wednesday. But this would have to be designed in full compliance with the sanitary code and would not require a public hearing.
Thank you. I do know that by law, they are not allowed to increase what is presently being flowed onto abutting properties.
Yes,
And if
but
the engineer can prove to us that they are not going to be flowing any additional water onto abutting properties, whatever's flowing there now can flow by right. But in the
So-
future, they can't make any more water flow in any direction.
Yeah, so what we did was we've been through this with the town's engineers over at DPW, and they asked us to provide additional calculations and demonstrations that this would be the case here. And we've passed them and the planning department's requirements on that.
This also addressed the fact that the property drops from White Oak Run by about 2 feet right off the road.
Yes. The grading addresses that itself, yes. We actually have a profile of it as well from the edge of the roadway coming onto our site.
Well, Madam Chair, I'm just gonna say what I think. I think it's something, to worry about, for your neighbor if they're concerned about water flow. Because once, if it does flow in their property, to the best of my knowledge, Madam Chair, I don't think there's anything the town can do about it. And to the
No,
best
it
of my
becomes a civil-
knowledge, well, the
yeah,
best
it's a
of my
civil
knowledge,
case.
that's a civil case.
It
That
is.
So it's nothing that the town could do, and the town can't make people do things. It has to be done prior to. And if it's a gravity fed, or whether it's a gravity fed or a pump up, that's something maybe that, I don't know. I would like to, resolve this if we could this evening. If we can't, then we'd have to continue it, which I hate to do, but
But we don't have, do we have the right to tell them what type of septic system to put in? I don't
no,
believe
but we
so.
can ask the Board of Health what he thinks. Again, we can ask Chris. It's up to everybody. I'm just saying, I have a raised system, so I'm very familiar with it. And I'm very familiar with the pump, so.
I'm sorry if I may speak. I don't mean to sound like I'm just griping, but we really got hurt by what happened on the south of us, and I'm a bit dubious about what everybody says about what's going to happen on the north of us. My wife is already shopping for houses to move. She wants to move. So if we could just sort of have some discussion about what we can do to try to mitigate, or if we can have an avenue where we could talk with the engineers for the septic system and all that sort of stuff, to try to mitigate some of the impact on us and on the Fernandez. We didn't really seem to get help on the south side of us. And that's
But again, the engineer doesn't really have anything to do with the septic system right now. It's going to be before the Board of Health that decides.
Right.
It's not us. And that's the problem.
Right.
It also gets reviewed by the building department and I believe by Paul Duart. And I believe that they have the right to question if there's issues during the building permit process. They do apply for a stormwater permit when you're doing these houses due to local regulations, to the best of my knowledge, including construction entrances, erosion controls. That is, I believe, the time in this situation where there would be a check and balance on grading for the house and the septic. See, the thing that we got to be careful of is I could put together a septic design and a house and show it on this plan, and typically we would, and we would say conceptual location and grading, but it's subject to change. And this is the case in every subdivision. Somebody comes along and says, oh, I want a breezeway here, or I want a 3-car garage or no garage, and the plan changes. And what happens is your staff, being a DPW and building department and Board of Health and conservation, they look at it and they determine whether or not it meets what is, allowed and been permitted by zoning or planning, etc. I don't think me preparing a septic design, unless I knew exactly what was going to be built and where, would be the solution for Mr. Treble. I think that understanding that the town departments are gonna, when somebody does eventually propose a house where they really want it, and whether they re-perk it or not, that's the time in which, the assurances will be made that water will not be directed, because it's very clear my design sheds no water towards either of their properties as shown. And I think by Paul, and you guys know Paul's very stringent on his reviews. Paul has signed off on this. But I think I would wait for the official, I would leave it in their hands for the official grading on the septic part of it. That's what they do.
So my concern is, pretty words aside, that should have been done for the house south of us. They built a retaining wall 5 feet high, 6 feet from our property line. and it flooded out my driveway and my whole property.
Mhm.
And the town did nothing. The town said there was nothing they could do. So you can say all you want, but I really don't understand, is there some recourse we have if it is a problem? They do it, they approve it, well, it's a problem.
You mean if somebody damages your property with floodwater? Yeah, you have civil recourse against.
The town
person
said
that did
there's
it.
nothing they could do.
It's
I
still-
No,
I spent $14,000
It's a-
2004 to raise my driveway because the water had got displaced from White Oak Run because the properties are lower than White Oak Run. It flowed off, got trapped between his retaining wall, and ended up coming up across my driveway and up to my house.
so
And
in this case,
Now
for
the town
example,
said there's nothing we can do. We're sorry.
so in this
Was
case,
this the property, is this a property across the street from you?
Right, just to the south of us.
this one right here,
If,
That's, is that the Pimental property?
Yep. You see our driveway? It goes right to the south. Yep.
Madam Chair, if I may,
Yes.
on the other page of the plan, Jamie shows the topography. It starts at White Oak Run, and then as Will said, it dips down almost immediately, and then the whole land pitches to the rear of the property. I think part of the issue that Will had with the neighbor's house here, back on the other page, you can see the neighbor's house to his south is actually closer to White Oak Run than Will's house is, which put Will's house
Yes.
downhill of that house, which is why he got the water from them. Any new house that would be built on this property would be behind Will's house, which would be downhill of Will's house. So
Downhill.
as Jamie was saying, the water would really have to go uphill to make it to Will's property. The only reason that that house to the south of him caused flooding is because it's closer to the road or uphill from his house, but this property would be the opposite. And then as far as Alexa's Way, which is the road that we're proposing, as Jamie said, the drainage is more than adequate to handle the water flow that would be coming from in front of Will's house. So it's really, I think we really mitigated any kind of potential flooding.
Oh, I agree that the potential for water moving to our property from this proposed subdivision is negligible compared to what happened on the south side of us. It's just that on the south side of us, this did happen. And if for some reason this plan doesn't work and we do end up getting water, is there some recourse that I have? I really don't want to go to court or anything like that, but is there, I even went to the town as they were building and I said, this is going to be a problem. And they said, no, nothing we can do. So if there is a problem, which I see way less potential for problem on this property, but if there is there some recourse that I have, that the Fernandez have?
I think there's potential for recourse anytime damage is done to property.
Okay.
If it's legitimate damage, but
Sure.
I'm not an attorney.
Yep.
And I don't believe the board is. I don't know. We put a certification at the town's request on here, certifying that we're, in addition to the drain system has been designed so abutters properties and ways will not be adversely affected.
Sure.
I mean, that's not something any other town requires that I'm aware of, and I work.
Why did that not happen when they built the house to the south of us?
I didn't have anything to do with the house on the south.
Oh, I know.
This could be
that's
a reaction because of what happened on the south side.
Okay, that was my question to the planning board, really, not necessarily.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That, I mean, literally, it was a real shot in the gut, and so hopefully things have changed, and it sounds like they have, which is good. We're trying to take, Dartmouth is growing way too fast for its britches, so hopefully we can take some steps to mitigate some of the issues to people that have been here for a long time, which it sounds like you are. So, and all the engineering has been done.
The engineering's been done and we have that notation on the plan that says it's, can you
Yeah.
read that notation again, please, on the plan? And we
Certainly.
do make you put it on there?
Yep. In addition, all drainage systems have been designed so that abutting properties and ways will not be adversely affected. The presence or failure of any detention or infiltration system as designed will not threaten life or property.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
It does. It does.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but we have no jurisdiction over, I'm afraid, septic systems and things like that. We just have jurisdictions over the subdivision, the plan, the engineer doing the flow, et cetera, et cetera. You know, the cutting down of the trees, we can prevent, et cetera. But I mean, when it comes to where the house is built and where the septic system is done, that's out of our jurisdiction, I'm afraid.
I understand. Like I said, I'm trying not to just unload here, but it's just been, you know,
I hear you.
so yeah. no,
Okay, anything else? Any other questions from the audience? If not, what is the wishes of the board?
I make a motion that we approve, given the now 5 requirements that have been added to the application.
We would just need to, if the board decides to make a motion tonight, we would just need to have a motion to leave the public hearing first. So
Motion,
one quick motion before then, and then feel free.
motion to leave the public hearing.
Second,
And yes,
Motion was made by Kevin, seconded by Margaret.
yes,
Kevin,
yep.
Margaret,
yes.
and Lori Miller, yes. The wishes of the board now?
I'd like to make a
Kevin, were you
motion.
gonna make a motion?
I was going to make a motion to approve the application with the 5 requirements that we previously stated.
The 4 waivers and the 1 requirement of the tree, no cut area, correct?
I second.
The motion was made by Kevin and seconded by Margaret. Kevin,
Yes.
Margaret? Lori Ann, yes. Motion carries.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks.
You too now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we're gonna go to number 3, Dartmouth Future Zoning. I guess we can do that at the next meeting.
I think so. We need more people.
Yeah, that
We
was
need more
again,
people. We don't
again,
have-
the
what?
ongoing discussion, in case anyone has anything new. We've had a good number of members come in and mark up the map, so we're definitely noticing trends on that we'll talk over further. Little segue into my reminder that the next in-person workshop about this is on December 15th, so about a month away. So we can have that map there. I'll make a clean copy in obvious marker to show where the trends are indicating on areas where there could be a potential overlay. If anyone has anything in the meantime, feel free to stop by. Anything new, anything changed with your markup on the map or anything, just feel free to come by at any time. And we can hash that out for sure. But that was it for that.
Okay, the minutes of November 3rd, 2025. Any questions? Any
Madam
comments?
Chair, that's the meeting that I left early. Can I still vote on those minutes? Because I was here for a good portion of it.
You were here for most of it.
Right.
Yeah, you can vote on them because you were here for the majority of the
I
meeting
was.
and you read them and you watched the meeting on TV.
Yep.
So you can vote on it.
Okay.
Any questions on these minutes? Any corrections, any comments? Hearing none, I need a motion.
Moved.
Second.
Motion was moved by Kevin, seconded by Margaret. Kevin,
Yes.
Margaret,
Yes,
and Lori, yes. Number 5, correspondence. I need a motion to acknowledge and file the correspondence from the Town of Freetown, City of New Bedford, Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Town of Westport.
so
Motion
moved.
to- Second.
I have a motion from Margaret and a second from Kevin. Margaret,
Yes,
Kevin,
Yes.
Lori Ann, yes. For your information, do we have any subcommittee reports?
well, I went to a housing production meeting, and we're really narrowing it down. So we will have, I believe, something to present, because we all agreed, I think there were 9 things that we agreed in priorities, okay? So we should be getting that very shortly.
Have you voted on those 9 things, or have you just discussed them and you're getting ready to vote on them and print it out?
I believe we voted on them, Laurie.
Is this a draft? or-
Yes, the draft.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I was asking if you could give us what some of them were, but if it's still in draft form,
Yes, still, because she
Yeah.
had to make some changes, I believe.
yeah, it's not public yet then. Well, it's public, but it's not public. Okay.
Right.
Ross, do you have anything for planners report?
Yeah.
Kevin, did,
Oh, go ahead. Go
wait a
ahead.
minute, Kevin, did you have any meetings that you went to?
No.
No, okay, Ross?
Okay. So I've been working with Michelle Vieira from the zoning board office. We are drafting the 2026 planning board schedule. So we have one tentative that hopefully we can confirm at the December 8th. So if anyone has any dates that they know, big chunks of time that they know already that they're going to be out in 2026, again, if you could just shoot me and Dan an email, that'd be great, just in case there's a trend where at least 3 members aren't going to be able to attend, then we'll reschedule that if we have one penciled in. So, and that was all. Just something to keep in mind ahead of December 8th.
Okay, so we have 2 things that we should be doing as planning board members. One, if you have any questions on the special permit rules and regulations, and 2, if you have any meetings that you are not able to attend, we should be letting Ross or Dan know.
Yes. Yep.
We have
Perfect.
homework.
Yes, you do.
We have to do our homework here. Anything else to come before us tonight? I'm sorry I took so long, guys. It was just confusing with only having 3 of us here.
No. Nope. You did great. Thank you.
It gets a little confusing when you're trying to figure out who's voting on what and when we're
Oh,
supposed
it
to
is.
vote.
Yes. No, I'm glad it all worked out.
So anything
all
else?
I-
Any questions? Any questions? Anything else to come before us? Or can we go home? Stay home?
Motion
Yeah.
to adjourn.
So I need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Kevin and seconded by Margaret. Kevin,
Yes.
Margaret,
Yes, ma'am.
Lori, yes. We are adjourned.